Code to Enhance Learning presents the CEL video series for beginners to learn various coding concepts. Through this video series, we aim to introduce you to the world of coding using the Scratch coding platform. Hello everyone, I am Ayush Sankaran, an enthusiastic coder, CEL hackathon participant, and a volunteer for CEL. I am going to be introducing you to the concepts of programming using the Scratch platform with fun and simple projects. What are we waiting for? Let's get started! Welcome to course 1 of the series Coding with Scratch. In the 8th episode, we will learn to create colorful shapes again, but this time with loops. Let's look at the demo of the project. We have instructions written on the screen. I'm going to press the letters as per the instructions. When I press L, a line is drawn. When I press C, the screen is cleared. When I press S, a square is drawn. When I press C, the screen will clear again. Then I press O and a circle is drawn. I clear the screen again. Now I press T and a triangle is drawn. This is how our project will work. In this session, we will be able to create colorful shapes like square, rectangle, etc. using loops. What is a loop? A loop is an instruction that repeats a specified number of times or until a specified condition is reached. Repetitive tasks are common in programming, and loops are essential to save time and minimize errors. Let us look at loops in detail. We all climb stairs, right? What we do is we first climb one step and then repeat the same action 4 more times to climb a total of 5 steps. If I were to write a code for doing this, I will need to write the same instructions 5 times, right? Now suppose we have a new block which helps us to repeat an action multiple times. I will use that block to repeat my instruction as many times as I want. In this case, I use the repeat 5 times code block to repeat my instruction 5 times. Isn't that cool? Let's see one more example of loops. Suppose we have to make 10 cheese sandwiches. What will we do is first follow the steps to create one single sandwich and then repeat the same steps 10 times to create 10 different sandwiches. Here too, we are using the concept of loops, which helps us to easily repeat the same steps 10 times without rewriting the code. Let us now look at how loops are used in our program. Remember these lengthy lines of code which you wrote for drawing a circle in lesson 6 of the series? Well, loops can help write this lengthy code easily by reducing the number of lines. Let us see how when we code the project. Let's look at how we can do abstraction in our current project. We think about 2 things. One is what will happen on the stage, and the second is what sprite and backdrop we need. When we think about this, we understand that we should show instructions to draw various geometrical shapes. We should also draw these shapes. Next, when we think about sprites and backdrops needed, we understand that we need the backdrop with instructions and the cat sprite to draw the shapes. As you can see, abstraction has made the project really simple to understand. Let us see how to code the project on Scratch now. This is the Scratch offline editor where we will be coding our project. I am going to rename the project to call it Colorful Shapes 2. Now I go to the backdrop tab. Here we see one blank backdrop where we will write out title and instructions. I choose a color of my liking and draw a rectangle. Next, I write the title. Then I write the instructions. Once done, I move it to the top left. This completes our backdrop design. I go to the code tab. I will reduce the size of my cat as I will be using it to draw my shapes. I need the pen extension to make my cat draw. So I go to add extensions at the bottom left of the screen. Here I click on the pen extension, which enables any sprite to draw. As you can see, a group of pen blocks have been added to our project. Now I will get the cat to draw a line. From events group, I bring the when space key pressed block and change the key to L. Then from the pen section, I bring the change pen color to block and choose a color of my liking. Next, I put the pen down, which is similar to the pen touching the paper. Now, to move the cat, I bring the move steps block from motion and change the steps to 50. Next, I put the pen up. Then from looks, I bring the say block and say it's a line for 2 seconds. Next, I will write the codes to clear the screen. I bring the event when key pressed and change the key to C. From pen, I bring the erase all block, which will erase all drawings from the screen. Next, we will write codes to draw a square. I bring the event when key pressed and set the key to S. Next, I set the pen color and also put the pen down. Next, I write codes to draw a line by moving 50 steps. Then, I turn 90 degrees to the right. Then I wait 0.3 seconds to draw the next line. I need to repeat these blocks a total of 4 times to draw the square, as we have 4 sides of the square. So from control, I bring the repeat 10 times block. This block is a loop which will repeat the codes inside it, any number of times as we want. I change the loop to repeat 4 times. And then I put these 3 codes inside the loop. Now these 3 codes will repeat 4 times, which will complete the square. Next, I put the pen up. And then I say it's a square for 2 seconds. Similarly, we will make the rest of the shapes using loops. I will show you the codes one by one. This is the code for the rectangle. Next is the code for the parallelogram. Next is the code for triangle. Next is the code for trapezium. As you can see, we don't use loops here because the codes are not repeating. Loops can only be used when the same codes are repeated over and over. Finally is the code for the circle. We have all our shapes now. Let's test the project. I press L to draw a line. I press C to clear the screen. I press S for square. I clear screen. I press Z for trapezium. I clear screen. And press O. A circle is drawn. We have a fully functional project now. Now that you know how to use loops, you can write long lines of code in a very short manner. Can you try creating animal sounds coming over and over again using loops? Or child reciting nursery rhymes with repeating lines? Let's test your understanding now. Look at the code on the right. Which of the below loops should we use to reduce the lines of code if we want to make a square? Pause and try to answer. The answer option is B. Hope you got it right. In the next episode, we will make an animation of a busy street, showing repeating actions on the street. This is Ayush signing off.